Hey guys, and welcome to the third video of the One Pattern Song series. Today we'll be looking at a song by an artist that you have really enjoyed in my tutorials, Iron and Wine. The song is Sunset Soon Forgotten from that masterpiece album called Our Endless Number Days. So let's jump into the technical details. Start from the tuning, which is open G, and in order to obtain it, you have to tune down your first string from E to D. You have to tune it down 2 semitones, so it has to sound like this. And then you have to do the same thing with the 5th string, from the A to the G. Again, you have to tune it down 2 semitones. And at the end, your guitar will sound like this. And second, we are going to place our beloved capo on the 2nd fret. So in the end, the guitar will sound like this. Well, some of you might say that, yeah, since we still have the open low E, it is technically an open G6 tuning, but we're not going to play the 6th string in this piece. So for our purposes, this is an open G tuning. Then let's look at the structure of this song. I divided it into 3 sections: intro, verses, and bridge. This video we're going to cover intro and verses, whereas the bridge will be covered in a separate video on the All of Acoustic Patreon page. So yeah, let's start from the intro, which is composed of 8 bars. Well, technically it is composed of 16 bars, and I will tell you why in just a second. But yeah, let me play it for you first. So, 2 notes before we start the explanation, and I swear these are the last ones. From a rhythmical point of view, this part is very straightforward in the sense that it is composed exclusively of quavers, or 8th notes, depending on how you prefer to call them. And second, let's do the fingers allocation. So, with the thumb, we're going to play the 5th and 4th string. Then the 3rd string is actually the trickiest, because sometimes we're going to play it with the thumb, and other times we're going to play it with the index finger. And then we are going to use the middle finger to play the 2nd and 1st strings. Alright, now let's jump into bar number 1, and we start from this shape. This is like an A minor 7 shape. Of course, from now on, we assume that we don't have the capo, but it's not an A minor 7 chord, all right, because we have an alternate tuning. So that means 5th string open, then middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, then 3rd string open, then index on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, and then 1st string open, like this, all right? But we're going to start with a double stop on 2 open strings, the 5th and the 2nd. We're going to play them together. Like I remind you, we're going to play the 5th string with the thumb and the 2nd string with the middle. Then this double stop is followed by a hammer-on the 1st fret of the 2nd string with the index finger of the left hand. So it will sound like this. Alright, let's play it together again. Nice. Then this hammer-on is followed by 2 other notes, which are the E on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. We're going to play it with the thumb, and then the 1st string open to be played with the middle finger. Alright, so let's play these 4 notes together. Again. Then the first measure ends with a group of 4 notes, and it's pretty easy because we're going back to the very simple picking pattern that we have tackled in the other 2 tutorials, which is thumb, index, thumb, middle finger. More specifically, thumb on the 5th string, index on the 3rd string, thumb again, this time on the 4th string, and then middle finger on the 2nd string. Let's play these 4 notes together. Alright, now we can play the whole first measure. 3, 4. Let's play it again. Nice. Now let's move on to the second measure. It's also composed of 2 groups of 4 notes. And the first group is exactly the same as last group of notes that we found in the first measure. This one. That I'm not going to explain again. So let's check the other 4 notes. And we start with this hammer-on the 4th string. So we play the 4th string open, and then we hammer on with the middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Let's play it together. Now, this hammer-on is followed by 2 notes. The first one is the 3rd string open, that this time we're going to play with the thumb, and then the 1st string open, to be played with the middle finger. So, let's play this second group of 4 notes. A bit slower, maybe. Nice. Now we can play measure number 2. 3, 4. One more time. Nice. And you are lucky because measures number 3 and 4 are exactly the same as measure number 2. So we have to play measure number 2 3 times in total. And we are already able to play the first 4 measures that form the intro. Let's play them together. 3, 4. Nice. Now we can move on to measure number 5, which is also composed of 8 quavers that we are going to separate into 2 groups of 4 notes. And yeah, measure number 5 starts with this nice slide from the 2nd to the 4th fret of the 5th string. And we're going to play it with the middle finger of the left hand and with the thumb of the right hand. It is a slide legato, meaning that you have to play the string only once. You don't have to play the second note of the slide. So you don't play like this. We play like this. Now, this slide is followed by 2 other notes, which are the 4th string open to be played with the thumb, and then the 2nd string open to be played with the middle finger. So let's play these 4 notes together. Again. Well, in this measure, I recommend keeping the middle finger pressed on the 4th string while we're playing the other 2 notes. It's nice to keep the sound of that note while we're playing the other one. Let it ring. Like this. Now, the second group of 4 notes are very easy because these are just open strings, more specifically 5th string open to be played with the thumb, then 3rd string open to be played with the index finger, then 4th string open to be played with the thumb, and lastly 2nd string open to be played with the middle finger. Let's play these 4 notes together. Nice, now we can play the whole 5th measure. 3, 4. Let's play it again. Nice, and I have another surprise for you. Measures number 6, 7, and 8 are exactly the same as measure number 5. So we're going to play this pattern 4 times. So let's play it. 3, 4. So now we have all the measures that compose the intro, and we can play them together. 3, 4. Now I can tell you why I told you before that the intro is composed of 16 measures instead of 8. The reason is that you remember how we started the intro with this hammer-on? Well, the only difference between intro and verses is that first note. So in the verses, and which is also the second part of the intro, we're going to play this double stop, 5th string open, and then 2nd string with the index on the 1st fret, this one. And this is also the only quarter note of the entire section. So yeah, that's the only difference between intro and verses. And let me play the verses for you. Yeah, so that's the only difference, the first note. It is a quarter note. Again, that means that you have to wait a bit longer compared to the quavers. But yeah, let's play both intro and verses together. 3, 4. Nice! We have just learned how to play intro and verses of Sunset Soon Forgotten by Aaron and Wine. And as I told you before, you are going to find the video of the variation, in this case the bridge, on the All of Acoustic Patreon page. And yeah, if you have any feedback, please drop it in the comments. And I'll see you there. Bye!